Bitcoin and artificial intelligence. Those are the two biggest revolutions of our time. But what happens when these two forces collide? Well, some experts believe that artificial intelligence can spark the biggest Bitcoin bull run ever. Why? Because artificial intelligence doesn't simply reshape how we work and live, but it will also redefine how money flows into Bitcoin. So in this video, I'm going to discuss how artificial intelligence can create an entirely new wave of demand for Bitcoin, how this could send Bitcoin's price skyrocketing, and we're also going to discuss how you can benefit from all of this. So stick around, this is going to be a super valuable and interesting video. And if you are excited about all of the money-making opportunities in the crypto market right now, then make sure to smash the like button. And if you haven't done so yet, also make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be posting regular videos just like this one to help you to maximize your profits in the crypto bull market. All right, I'm going to be posting these videos and breakdowns to help you to make sense of everything that's going on, so that you can think 5, 6, 7 moves ahead and position yourself where the biggest growth is going to be. Okay, let's dive in, guys. This is going to be one of my favorite videos to make because it combines two of my personal passions and interests, Bitcoin and AI. So let's talk about how AI will ignite the biggest Bitcoin bull run ever. So if you're a 90s kid or before, you probably know this game, Pong. It's like this little simulation where two lines, however you want to call it, are competing with each other, and basically they're bouncing this little ball back and forward, and whenever one of these players or sides misses the ball, then the other side scores a point. It's a super simple game, but at that point in time it was revolutionary because there weren't many other games out there. But 10 years later, roughly, this is a rough estimate, roughly 10 years later, this game came out, GTA San Andreas. Let me know in the comments below if you also played GTA San Andreas. For me, this was a game that, it was probably on my Christmas bucket list, and when I got it from my parents, I probably locked myself up in my room for a few months playing this game. I was so excited when I, entered this virtual world because it was unprecedented. All of the options, the adventures, the possibilities within this game. You could drive cars, you could fly planes, you could buy businesses, you could own houses, you could own airports. There were sub-maps within the entire map that could resemble Los Angeles, Las Vegas, rural countryside. Like, there were so many things that you could do in this virtual world. And I remember at one point, I was spending more hours per day playing GTA than I was actually really present in my normal life. I would remember sleeping, waking up, going to school. As soon as I would come back from school, I would sit behind my PlayStation, play GTA, because I wanted to completely finish this game and achieve the highest possible whatever amount of money, houses, businesses. So yeah, there was a massive leap from this earlier game called Pong. And then 10 years later, again, roughly 10 years later, we're living in the era where we have virtual reality. So now we've got stuff like Oculus Rift, and the possibilities that you now have. You can't just, play the game with a controller, but you actually become part of the game. You get sucked into this world, and yeah, it's just insane. So this is all happening in a very short time span. So 10 years from Pong to GTA, then 10 years from GTA roughly to virtual reality, augmented reality. And how is it possible that technology and these possibilities progress so quickly? Well, that has to do with Moore's Law. What is Moore's Law? Moore's Law is a law that states that every approximately that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles roughly every 2 years. So this means that the computing power doubles, the computing power of a chip doubles approximately every 2 years. So every 2 years, computers become more powerful because they can put more smaller and cheaper semiconductor devices on a computer chip. In case you don't know what a semiconductor is, it's basically like a very small device which can be either a 0 or a 1. If you didn't know this, computers communicate in zeros or ones. So this video that you're watching if you go back to the very foundation of what this video is, it's data, and data is saved and transmitted in zeros and ones. Anyways, not going to bother you in those details. But what happens is that every 2 years, these computers become more powerful. And what happens when that happens every 2 years? Well, then you start to see some exponential effect. And that's why in a very short period of time, you see that, you know, we go from Pong to a whole virtual world like GTA, to then going to virtual reality where you become part of the world. And that's why we're seeing such an increase in the power of technology. Now, this exponential increase in how quickly we are innovating and how powerful our technology is becoming brings us to the following guy. This guy that you're seeing on my screen right now is called 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗹𝗶𝗺𝗵. 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗹𝗶𝗺 is the chief technologist of Google. Basically, Google hires him to think about the future, to think about emerging technologies, to think 10, 20, 50 moves ahead of what most people are thinking about. And he wrote this book called The Singularity is Nearer, When We Merge with AI. So to give you a very quick recap of what this book is about, I think it's a super interesting book. But 𝗗𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗃 is arguing that when technology is growing so exponentially, then at one point we will achieve a point in time where our brain, which is also very similar to a computer, cannot comprehend the speed at which we're innovating anymore. To give you an example, ChatGPT was recently invented. This triggered a whole chain reaction of AI tools, AI platforms. But what if AI is used to create better AI? I'm actually quite sure that this is already happening. And what if that better AI is used to create even better AI? And that AI is used to create even better AI. So at one point, you will have a super powerful AI which is able to create and innovate much faster than our human brain is able to comprehend. And at that point, we've got two options. Number one is we can merge with the machines. We can take like brain implants, like Neuralink. You know, Elon Musk understands this. At one point, we humans have no chance but to either merge with the machines. And imagine that you're going to Japan. And instead of taking Japanese courses for many months to be able to speak Japanese with a person on the street, you could just simply download Japanese onto your computer chip and speak Japanese fluently, instantly, by downloading it from the cloud. Wouldn't you want to do that? Let me know in the comments. Would you do that? Because I do believe that it could make us much better, faster, stronger if we have these machine-like abilities or if we're connected to the internet. Of course, there's also downsides to this. And the downside is that if you have a chip that's connected to the internet and it then also allows your brain to become hacked, because you know, hackers also evolve. They also understand that if they are able to hack into people's brains and they can, you know, install some viruses or they can show you some really nasty images all the time, unless you pay them so they remove the virus from your brain. Yeah, so it has some pros and cons, merging with the machines. The second option that we have as humans is that we decide not to merge with the machines. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a very large group of people out there that say like, hey, we don't want any brain chips, just like we don't want the vaccine, you know? We want to stay humans, we want to stay who we are, we don't want any external influence in our body, so let us just be. But at that point, humans are not much more valuable than cows, chickens, and horses are in today's society, because those people that don't merge with the machines are not able to contribute as much to society anymore. So this was the whole backdrop of the singularity. Here you see an image as well. So this is a chart. It's showing the timeline of human intellect. So we humans become smarter over time as we evolve. We learn more. Science is becoming better. And then we've got machine intelligence. At one point, AI starts to create AI, which becomes better. And then it reaches a point where machines are more intelligent than humans. Then the only option then that humans have is to merge with the machines, and that's called transhumans. So why am I sharing this story, and what does it have to do with Bitcoin? All right, let me explain. So technology goes in waves. So we call these quantitative waves. So what are these waves? Well, for example, if you think about these waves, you have the steam engine. The steam engine was a groundbreaking technology which sparked a whole improvement of our quality of life, and people and companies that benefited from this. And this had a very big impact on society, and people made a lot of money from it. Then the railway and steel. So again, the railway completely transformed how people could move from one place to another place across the world. Then the next wave of innovation we had was electricity, chemicals, and cars. Again, that created a massive improvement in the quality of life. A lot of companies like GM, General Motors, Ford, and a lot of innovation, a lot of very profitable companies. Then we had the next wave of innovation: electronics, aviation, so planes, petroleum, and even better automobiles. Then software, which also sparked a whole wave of innovation: software, smartphones, and the internet. And then the sixth wave, which we're on right now, is AI, Internet of Things, robotics, and sustainability. So every time we see one of these waves, we know that society is going to be completely disrupted. Can you imagine society without the internet? Can you imagine society without the car? Can you imagine society without electricity? No, it's a one-way ticket, and society completely changes for good. Now again, what does this have to do with Bitcoin? Well, recently, Elon Musk announced his cybercap. Well, he didn't announce a cybercap, but he was just showing his design for the cybercap. So he showed this very simple, modern-looking car, self-driving car. And imagine that there's a whole fleet of these cars driving around the world, which could pick you up and drop you off wherever you need to go. Potentially even traffic would become a lot safer because people wouldn't be able to do drunk driving, for example, or a lot of accidents are made by human errors because they're tired, they weren't paying attention, they were multitasking on their phone, texting. I had this, one day I was stuck in traffic, I was really bored, and I was texting on my phone, and I had my foot on the pedal, and unfortunately, I accidentally, I thought the person in front of me was driving, so I, pushed the pedal a little bit, and I hit his bumper. This could have been predicted, this could have been avoided by, for example, a self-driving car, which would drive me and has really good sensors on board. So whenever it even comes close to hitting another car, it would automatically brake and stop. So now, we've got these self-driving cars which are connected to the cloud, to AI, which are basically able to perform tasks that we humans normally do. Then, here you see this article by The Guardian. Will the future of transport be robo-taxis or your own self-driving car? Well, think about it like this. What if Tesla is able to produce so many robo-taxis that it's able to bring down the cost of cars so much that it doesn't make sense for you to make the investment into a car, because it's much more cheaper to just go on your phone and just order a robo-taxi and it will just pick you up, drop you off very cheaply and quickly and efficiently? Would you then still need to own your own car? So that's potentially a very big disruption to society. Then the next big disruption, again from Elon Musk. This guy is having such a big impact on society in the next few years, decades. So already he came out with Tesla, robo-taxis. Now he's coming out with a robot called Optimus. And Optimus is a humanoid robot, meaning It looks like a human, it has a head, it has arms, it has legs, and it's able to execute tasks that humans can do. So imagine that Optimus becomes better, faster, more efficient, smarter. Then at one point it will be able to execute tasks that humans are not able to execute, or that humans are too lazy to execute. Now, here is where we're going to make the bridge to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, AI right now can't own a bank account. I can't open a bank account for my ChatGPT, for example. It's simply not allowed. You need to have a KYC, you need to have a passport, you need to have an address. Like, there's a lot of formalities that you need in order to open up a bank account. And AI doesn't have those kind of things. But here's the thing. AI might not be able to open up a bank account, but AI can own Bitcoin. So imagine that you have this fleet of self-driving cars, and maybe it's not even Tesla, maybe there's multiple suppliers of these self-driving cars out there. What if these cars are able to accept and earn and transact Bitcoin? What if these humanoid robots are able to operate out of themselves? Because at one point AI might actually become smarter than humans and might realize that it needs to function autonomous and not be a slave of some higher power. So what can they do? They can create their own economy of AI agents that can earn, transact, store, save, use Bitcoin to buy other goods and services within this whole ecosystem. So if we are extrapolating how quickly AI is evolving right now and how we expect the next few decades to be completely different with humanoid robots, with self-driving taxis, then this is going to create a whole new wave of demand for Bitcoin. Because this is something that these AI agents can own, understand, transact. And that's why I believe, and that's the whole point of this video that I wanted to share with you, is that AI is going to be the next big buyers or the next big holders of Bitcoin. So if right now you understand this trajectory, then you understand that owning Bitcoin right now, with all of the demand that's in the market already, with BlackRock that's buying up Bitcoin, countries that are buying up and mining Bitcoin, large asset managers that are getting involved, pension funds that are getting involved. That's just a wave of buying power that's hitting the market. But I do believe that the AI wave could be an even bigger wave of demand that will be layered on top of that. So if you're thinking about all of this, then owning some Bitcoin right now could be a really great investment for the future, knowing that more buying power is going to hit the market in the future. So I'm really curious to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that in the future AI will also be able to autonomously earn, hold, and transact in Bitcoin, and that this is going to bring a whole new wave of demand into the Bitcoin market? So I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then do me one quick favor, smash the like button so I know that you got good value out of it. For me, that's a really great sign of feedback, so I know that I'm on track or should be creating different kind of topics. And if you haven't done so yet, also make sure to subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be posting regular videos just like this one to help you to get an advantage in the market and to position yourself for the biggest upcoming gains. All right, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.